Hello, Tea Family. How are you this evening? I hope you all having a wonderful day. We're gonna try and go on. Looks like I might be having some technical difficulties, so bear with me because I do not have my handy dandy assistant here. He is literally states away from where I am right now, so I'm on my own. And as you can see, I am still not home yet. Background's a little different, but still in Georgia. So please feel free to say hello in the chat or the comments. Let me know that you're here. Let me know what you're drinking. I am drinking water tonight. It is very humid where I am in Georgia, and I need more water because it's so humid. But today we're going to be talking about something way more fun and exciting. We are going to be talking about summer foods and tea pairings. So we want to make sure that the summer is almost here. June is when summer will officially begin, although it's not till a little bit later in the month. And so I wanted to talk to you all about the perfect summer foods and tea pairings. So we can do that today. Now, I want to start with a quick question. All right, are you ready? Do not overthink this. I want you to tap in the let me try that again. Put in the chat or the comments right now what the answer to this question is. What do you think the most iconic summer food is? Put it in the chat or the comments. Let me know what you think the most iconic summertime food is. And I'm going to give you all a chance. Now, we'll go over what the answers are. Some could say hot dogs, and you might say watermelon, barbecue ribs, corn on the cob, strawberry shortcake. There's so many wonderful summertime foods, things that we typically could eat year round, but most of the time we eat them in the summertime. Now, here is the surprising question, is a lot of these have a perfect tea that could be put with it. In fact, most people don't think about tea in the summertime other than iced tea, which is delicious. But today I want to show you how tea can really actually make your summertime foods taste even better. So I see that we have a potato salad. Potato salad is a very iconic food. And for whatever reason, most people don't eat potato salad except during the summer. So that is a good choice. We will be talking about that one as a matter of a fact. But some of these pairings are going to sound a little unusual to you. I want you to go with it and try it for yourself. And if you think I am way out there, then feel free to comment later that, yeah, you didn't really like that. But what I have heard is the people that have tried some of my more unusual pairings really end up being surprised by how much they taste. The tastes build off of each other and how much they enjoy that particular combination. So, all right, well, hello tea family. I wanted to bring it in, and we're going to start with that question about tea, and hope my handy dandy assistant is able to assist from far, far away. But I wanted to kind of start with something that I found absolutely fascinating. And that is that tea is actually one of the most versatile beverages in the world. I hadn't thought about it like that until I was looking into things. But you can drink it hot, you can drink it cold, you can do a cold brew, you can do an overnight moon brew or sun tea. You can use it in mocktails, you can use it in other beverages. You can cook with it, you can bake with it. You can make lotions, and you can do skincare products with it. You can use it to add nitrogen into your garden. There are so many different ways that you can use tea that it was really surprising to me. If you think about how versatile loose leaf tea leaves really actually are. Unlike many beverages, tea can also be paired with everything from grilled meats to your favorite summertime dessert. So let's take the number one all-American hamburger or cheeseburger. This is typically the number one food that people will associate with summertime, is burgers out on the grill. In fact, that's one of the reasons why Memorial Day is kind of in our minds, traditional kickoff to summer. And that is why so many people will grill out on those days, and hamburgers or cheeseburgers are typically on the menu. So let's start with burgers. I would pair Morning Irish with this one. It's a great Irish breakfast tea. It's going to have the strength, it's going to have the boldness that is going to be needed to stand up to that grilled beef. It's got rich, hearty flavorings. It's satisfying. And if you've ever, if you've never had the opportunity or never taken the time to pair a bold black tea with the burger, you're kind of missing out. That is one of those things that they're going to bring out a lot of the flavors together. You're going to have some of the smokiness if you actually grill out on the grill versus if you do an indoor grill. Still, you're going to have the depth of flavor in the beef itself, and that's going to play really well with the notes of the maltiness in the black tea from that morning Irish. So there you go. There's your very first pairing for the season. All right, let's talk about another one now. One I can unfortunately no longer eat, but barbecue pork ribs. Barbecue ribs. Let's talk ribs. They're sticky, they're sweet, they're smoky, they're delicious. And what would I put with that? Well, there's a lot of really great choices. You could put any of our chai teas because they're going to have some of the wonderful flavors of the spices that are going to stand up well. But what I'd really recommend you consider is Sunlit Orchard. Now, that's a caffeine-free ginger apple blend. The fruity notes are going to create an incredible bridge between the sweetness of the barbecue sauce and the smoky flavors from the grill. And you're going to have enough depth of flavor with the pork to really bring out some of the ginger and apple notes. It's one of those pairings where you want to take a bite, you take a sip, you take a bite, and then you take another sip. And you'll notice that the tea in that second sip has a completely different flavor. So I highly recommend you try that. That's Sunlit Orchard. And again, caffeine free. So you don't even necessarily have to. You can enjoy it in the evening if you're one of the people that's affected by caffeine later in the day. Okay. Now, my eldest child would not agree with this one, but that is for some reason she does not care for watermelon. But that is a very popular summertime treat. I love watermelon myself, especially on the really hot summer days. So, do you love watermelon? If you love watermelon, go ahead and put in the chat of the comments that you love watermelon too. I really feel like watermelon might be one of the most refreshing summer foods ever. There's enough water in it that you're really kind of quenching thirst. At the same time, you're bringing a little bit of sweetness to it. This is where I'm going to pair our Emerald Garden. Remember, that's a blend of green teas that don't have the bitter aftertaste. It almost has a hint of sweetness from some of the jasmine green tea leaves that are in that blend. Those fresh green notes are going to really be an incredible, refreshing combination against the watermelon. So you're going to have some kind of the sweet, but there's enough of the savory coming in from the other tea blend, the other tea, the other kinds of green tea. The word is escaping me right now. It's been a very long, long day. This is like a great summer pairing though, because it feels like summer, even in the middle of winter. If you went and you had some fresh watermelon and you had some Emerald Garden at the same time, especially if you have it cold, you're going to match out really, really well. So my handy dandy assistant who is online now, he does like watermelon. So watermelon and green tea might be this summer's most underrated power couple that there is. So I would highly recommend that you try it. Okay. What's our next summertime food tea pairing? Well, let's talk grilled chicken. I love grilled chicken. We eat grilled chicken year round. We grill it up ourselves. Most of the time, my husband's either outside, even in the snow, practically in the really cold, or he'll grill it inside if he has to. But we love that grilled chicken out on the Blackstone or on the regular grill. For grilled chicken, I am going to recommend you think about lemon zinger, especially if you're going to make like an herb lemon chicken or you're going to have some other spicy parts to it. Like if you're going to have like a salsa chicken or a grilled chicken with any kind of Mexican sauce, those bright citrus flavors in the lemon zinger green tea are really going to complement that chicken beautifully. Even if you're just having a straight grilled chicken with no sauce and no flavorings on it, The lemon zinger is really going to kind of give you that lemon herb chicken flavor with your drink. It's one of the pairings that makes the food feel very elegant without making it overly complicated, and just a very nice, light. You could have that in a salad, especially if you did like a balsamic. You're going to have a wonderful contrasting and complex flavors with that. So there you go. Because remember, I also want to say that, like, remember, tea is not really just about tea. I always want to say that tea is also about slowing down and connecting with other people and sitting back and enjoying. And maybe it's because I'm in the Southeast right now, but it's about sitting out on the porch, gathering around a picnic table, sharing a meal with people that you really care about, and setting that time aside to really reconnect with each other. Tea is just part of the memory, but it can add a special piece to the memory. And so we always want to think about that. Like, 'cause tea is community and connection and relaxing and that special self-care time. All right. Another food, although this one I do have to tease my handy dandy assistant with a little bit, corn on the cob. Now, let me know in the chat or the comments, do you eat your corn right on the cob, or do you take a knife and cut it off the cob and then eat your corn? I am really interested in the answer to that question. I will tell you, of Rich and I, one of us does it one way and one of us does it the other way. So I'll let you guess who does which. But fresh, sweet corn on the cob deserves something equally cheerful and delicious. And that's why I would go with Summer Kiss. So Summer Kiss is just going to work with the bright summery flavors. They're going to work really beautifully with the natural sweetness of the fresh corn. And unbelievable combination. You really probably wouldn't even need the sugar with the Summer Kiss. And so I would highly recommend that you do that one. So how do you eat your corn? Put in the chat or the comments. Butter only, salt and pepper, something more adventurous? Alote? Do you do the Mexican spices? Keep me posted. I'm interested to see how you do your corn on the cob. Another very popular summertime picnic treat is fried chicken. So we already had grilled chicken, but there's a lot of times people think of fried chicken when they're doing those outdoor picnics. So we're really in that comfort food zone here. For fried chicken, I want to go with something a little more traditional, like our breakfast blend. It's going to be strong enough to cut through the richness and smooth enough not to overpower the meal and the fried chicken. It's an old school pairing, but it deserves a comeback because it really works, and it works well. Those are going to be flavors that really contrast and complement each other very, very well. So with fried chicken, I'm going to go a traditional breakfast blend. Now we're going to get into my handy dandy's assistant summertime food. It's potato salad. So I do have to say, potato salad can be tricky. The reason potato salad can be a tricky thing is because potato salad is made a wide variety of ways. Some people put mustard in it, some people don't. Some people put mayo in it, some people don't. Some people do a more German style potato salad, some people don't. And there are a million ways to make potato salad. That makes it a little trickier to try and pair with a tea. But I'm going to go with one of my friend Dominique's favorite tea blends, and that's going to be Earl's Blend. The citrus and bergamot notes are really going to help brighten those creamy flavors, and it's going to be a great contrast. Since bergamot is actually a citrus fruit, this is one of the reasons why that Earl Grey style pairs so well with the richer foods that you're going to get with most potato salads. They're going to be a more richer, heavier, more dense kind of side dish. And that's one of the reasons why it's going to brighten that up and allow your mouth to really taste more of the potato salad. All right, so since we're in the salads, everybody, let's talk about caprese salad. Fresh tomatoes, fresh basil, fresh mozzarella. I'm getting hungry now. But for this one, I'm going to go with an ancient green dragon, that vanilla jasmine green tea. The floral jasmine notes are gonna really bring out the freshness of the entire dish, especially if you have it raw. But this is one, the caprese salad, you could even kind of toast up and warm your tomatoes a little bit, drizzle a little bit of olive oil, drizzle a little bit of balsamic if you wanted to. But still, that vanilla jasmine green tea is gonna be the perfect counterbalance. It's got some sweetness, it has some herbal notes to it. It's going to really blend well and compare and contrast to the tomatoes that are going to have the sweetness to it, the basil that's going to have herbal notes, and then the smoothie creaminess of the mozzarella, bringing fresh mozzarella, bringing it all back together. So there you go. All right, so it's time to move to desserts. Are you ready? Let's talk peach cobbler. Summer and peaches just belong together. My pick of a tea to enjoy with your peach cobbler this summer, anybody want to guess? Ruby chai. This is our caffeine-free chai blend. It is one of our most popular blends, but that warm spice or combination of spices is going to create a beautiful contrast with the sweetness of the fresh peaches. It is a comfort food that is going to kind of meet the summer dessert. Peach cobbler and the ruby chai tea might be the dessert pairing that you didn't know that you needed to try this summer. And I absolutely believe that you will enjoy it because, again, you get the sweetness, you're going to have some of the spices with the cinnamons and the nutmeg. Just a great. Now, could you use something other than ruby chai if you wanted to do a traditional onyx chai or a jade chai, a green tea? Those would also work, but I really love the idea of the ruby chai, caffeine free. For so many people, they're unable to drink caffeinated beverages right before bed, and so this way they could definitely still enjoy that chai tea. But if you're having peach cobbler for breakfast, absolutely pull out that onyx chai and have that as a pairing as well. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk about ice cream right this second, but the number one most popular summertime dessert is typically strawberry shortcake, believe it or not. And we have to end with dessert, right? My pairing with strawberry shortcake is going to be Harmony, which is typically a springtime blend, but it is a green tea, strawberry, and orange zest blend, and it is going to bring a smooth, balanced profile. It's going to really bring out the strawberry flavor in the strawberry shortcake and let that shine while creating a beautifully relaxing finish to the meal. So you're going to have that complementary flavors of the fresh strawberries and the freeze-dried strawberries. But then you're also going to have the creaminess against the herbiness, the slight herbiness of the green tea. It's going to come together and you're going to really, really enjoy that combination. Makes me want some strawberry shortcake right now, even though I'm out of Harmony where I am. In fact, I've been out of all tea where I am and had to order in some ingredients. You'll probably see a post about that later this week. But I am now caffeinated again. I have my tea. It's a good day. So let's do something a little bit fun. I'm checking down and looking comments if you keep me looking up and down. But I want you to put in there whatever question you have. If there's another summertime food that you want me to share a tea pairing with, go ahead and put it in the chat or the comments. And even if you're not joining us live, we appreciate you. We appreciate you watching the replay, and we invite you to do the same. I will get notification that a comment has come up, and I can still respond via the comments. So if you do that, but before we finish, I have 3 ways that I want to suggest you think about enjoying tea this summer. Cold brew your tea overnight, or just do a moon tea, brew your tea overnight in the cooler water on the counter and let it be ready in the morning. If you're going to sweeten it at all, that's when I would sweeten in the morning and then put it in the fridge and it'll be ready all day. Freeze your brewed tea into ice cubes and drop them in there. That way your tea doesn't get watered down when you're going to enjoy that drink later. And then use your tea as a base for mocktails. Unbelievable flavor depth, especially if you have ice in your mocktails. Go ahead and use your tea that you've turned into ice cubes, and then it's just bringing another level of flavor and depth to that mocktail. And so those are 3 different ways. I urge you to consider enjoying the tea. I don't see any other comments coming up, but that's okay. So I do want to say that I wasn't talking about ice cream earlier, but if you did want some ice cream, feel free to make some Harmony ice cream or use tea in your ice cream. So how do you do that? Well, if you wanted to make an ice cream based tea, like if you wanted to make an ancient green dragon tea or a Harmony tea or an onyx chai tea, Stephanie, my friend Stephanie might be interested in an onyx chai tea, ice cream rather. You're going to brew the tea in milk. And I always add probably instead of 6 to 8 ounces, I would go like 8 to 10 ounces of milk for one. I would probably do about 4 or 5 grams. I want to add a little more flavor to it, so I'll probably do twice as much tea to my milk combination as I would with water. You're going to warm that up. You're not going to bring it to a simmer or anything, but you want to warm it up and then let it steep. Depending on how long, I would say a good 5-minute steep, because we're not heating it up as much. The tannins will have less of an impact with the black teas. For green teas, I would still let it steep for at least 3 or 4 minutes, and then remove the tea and then use that milk cool, or that cream cool, and then put it in the fridge so it's nice and cold, and then go ahead and make your ice cream recipe the rest of the way. If you want, you can always crush up what's left of the tea. I'm trying to talk too fast here. And add a little bit more of the flavor. Or if you've made Harmony and you want to add little pieces of strawberry or that sort of thing into your ice cream, and then freeze it up, make your ice cream, and you can enjoy some wonderfully delicious tea flavored ice cream. And it's not something that everybody's going to have. I know we made some Harmony ice cream live last year, and it was absolutely delicious. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it, because I don't normally put any kind of milk products in with my green teas, but this was spot on. So I do want you to remember that tea isn't always for winter, and it's not just in the mornings that you can enjoy it. You can enjoy it all along. Tea is not just for special occasions. It can be part of your summer memories too. So tell me in the chat or the comments, which pairing surprised you the most? And while I give you a couple of minutes to do that, I also want to say that I will be live again next week. I can't remember what we're talking about. Let me look at my notes, because there's always notes. I have so many notes I have notes on my notes right now. But let's see. No, I am not. I'm looking in the wrong way. So I made my notes go the wrong way. Let's see. I think next week we are going to be talking. I told you I take a lot of notes, everybody. So I wrote it all out so that we would have it and I would have a plan. And this is giving you a lot of time. Okay, cheesecake. Cheesecake. Okay, I like it. I like it. Cheesecake is going to be very heavy dairy. So you're going to want to balance that with a black tea. I would actually go with Serene Sunrise. You're going to have that hint of cinnamon to bring out some of the flavors in your cheesecake. If you add strawberry, it's going to be a great flavor. You could even do a blueberry cheesecake. Those fruits versus the cinnamon and the bold flavor of the black tea is going to be spot on. So if you want cheesecake, that's what you should choose. Okay, so next week, we're actually going to be talking about tea cultures around the world and some interesting ways that different countries and different cultures enjoy tea differently. So that's what we'll be talking about next week. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will be here again next Monday. Not going to be leaving Georgia anytime soon, I guess. But I may even have my handy dandy assistant back with me by then, hopefully. But I want to say thanks for joining me, and let me know if you're trying any of the tea combinations, because I'm interested in hearing how much you enjoyed it. All right. Thanks, and have a great week, everybody.